Good morning. Jennifer Bolton, the first one on this morning. Good morning to you, my lovely. Look at this. I'm starting to resemble my old high school haircut. My old high school haircut with the flick. It used to be a lot blonder, but alas, I'm a little bit older than I was when I was at high school. So we've just got the flick going on here. Maybe I'll go out and get some dye and we'll take it back to the good old days, eh? Morning to all of you that are clocking on now. Nice to see you early in the morning. Another gorgeous day outside today. It's absolutely... Look at this. The world is changing, ladies and gents, and hopefully all for the better. If this is what a lack of pollution does to our skies, then bring on a lack of pollution. I will cycle and walk everywhere. Maybe not on holiday. That could be, if it's a long distance one, that could be a bit hard work. But us downing tools has got to have something to do with this consistent good weather. Yes, we've had a couple of days of rain, but generally, it's like being away on vacation, isn't it? The only thing is we can't go out. It's like nursing a hangover, the morning after the night before. Good morning to all of you coming on this morning. Stacey, loving the flat look, Bab. Hope you're okay. Oh, bless you. Yes, thank you. Stephen, get your tie on, Bab. My tie? I've got me pinny on because, look, I'm just going to knock up a little bit of breakfast, a little bit of a late breakfast. But this is what I'm doing. So last night's leftovers. So if you saw what I cooked last night, that beautiful turkey in the cherry kirsch, etc. But the vegetables that we did, the almost med veg, and some of that potato mix. And then I've just stuck a couple of rashers of bacon in there. And then I'm going to do a couple of poached eggs as well. And I'm just going to knock them up. And that's just going to be a sort of light breakfast. If you're Irish, having potatoes for breakfast is not a new thing at all. So I'm putting the potato in first on the bottom of the pan. I'll show you shortly because potato takes a little bit longer to cook through. I realise as I've just put that in the pan that in last night's mix of sweet potato and baking potato, I also put in it some garlic and some spring onion. So there's a nice mix for breakfast in the morning. I think that will certainly get the taste buds going. But of course, the great thing about garlic is that it's really good for your heart and your arteries. It's also really good for building up strength in your immune system as well. So here's all those lovely vegetables that I'm going to put in. I'm literally going to scoop them in there. And this is all about don't waste anything while this coronavirus is going up. If anybody's like me, your food bill has probably gone up through the roof. Stacey, school photos, I made a banging curry, cooked my chicken in honey and rum. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. You'll have to share that recipe or do a little live for us at some point and show us exactly what you did. That sounds lovely. Right, there we are. So I put that mix in the pan. As simple as that. And of course, because I cooked everything pretty much al dente last night, the veg, we're still going to have lots of crispness in that veg, which will be great with breakfast. And we'll have all those fresh flavours still coming through. I just put it in the fridge overnight because we done extra portion size last night. I'm going to do a couple of poached eggs. I'm just going to check on this bacon right here, which is cooking away. Let's just move that up a shelf. So what's the plans today? Staying in, doing the garden, decorating. There's so much that you can do at home. Reading a new book. You get them taste buds working. Yeah, it's nothing like titillating your taste buds in the morning, is there? I think, the more you activate your senses in the morning, I think the greater it sets you up for the day ahead. So that's my plan. So I've boiled the kettle. Here it is, boiled kettle. I'm going to pour that into this pan where I've got some olive oil in the bottom. Like so. We'll slowly bring that to the boil because that's where I'm going to cook 2 lovely poached eggs. And of course, poached eggs is all about keeping it nice and soft and runny. I know people have their own preferences, but the importance of a poached egg is the yellow has to be soft, because that's why it's called a poached egg as opposed to a boiled egg, which you cook until it's all cooked in the middle, and is in a shell generally, isn't it? Or you take it out the shell once it's gone hard. I don't think my cauliflower, spinach and chicken curry will go down well for breakfast. Well, listen, let me tell you, if you go to places like Malaysia, really interesting, you get up in the morning, you're walking down the street, and there's all those little stands that are set up, and people will have that for breakfast. They have curry for breakfast. I can't say it was my thing. Oh my gosh, that smells incredible. I can't say it's my thing, but yes, curry for breakfast in other parts of the world is a thing. And particularly when I was on Penang Island, it'd be one of the key things you would see of a morning, people going about their business and having a curry for breakfast. So, you know, I guess there's no right and wrong. Actually, there is no right and wrong, because food is all about what you like, you know, and I like to titillate my taste buds. It's a phrase that I like to use, but because I don't think these days there are any rules. You know, you have all the chefs over the years that have said, do this, do that, a bit like wine. You know, you can't have red wine with this and white wine with that, but actually it's cobblers. You can have whatever your taste buds like. Now, obviously, there are some that work together better than others, the same as Flavours in a pan or in the oven or on a plate. But it's as long as it works for your flavours, that's the important thing. And as long as you're happy, then that's all that matters. It's you that's eating it, isn't it? Or if you're cooking for somebody else, then obviously you want them to enjoy it as well. Let's just check on this bacon here. So, of course, we're on lockdown for another 3 weeks. Well, I'm sort of preempting what's going to be said officially. Is it tomorrow? What day are we? It's Wednesday, I think, isn't it, today? So that'll be said officially tomorrow. I think we're all expecting that, aren't we? So we've just got to keep doing what we're doing. Obviously, one of the things I like to do is cook. Generally, I'll do a little bit of business during the day. I'll be on a computer. I've done some training sessions on Zoom. I'll have a walk. Yesterday, I've done it early in the morning. But today I want to try and catch a little bit of sunshine as I do my healthy exercise walk, while still waiting for my mountain bikes to arrive, so we can get exercise that way as well, which I also think I am a sensible person, but I think is a little bit safer when you're cycling around, because you're not really staying close to somebody for very long, are you? You're on the move. So it's all about being sensible. Of course, first thing in the morning, what's this? It's me Tinkerbell, but it's also a cup of positivity. Positivity. Good morning to you. Great way to start the day. I done a live last night, and you know when you're sounds like a new cocktail, Penang, yeah. I obviously I cooked last night, but I wasn't feeling very well last night. I had jaw ache, earache. Was just feeling generally a little bit run down. So I sort of had a sleep after I'd cooked. Yes, Phil, they feast in the morning and fast at night in the Far East. That's why they're also skinny, yeah. I like my bacon smoked and extra crispy. Benjamin, good morning to you. Well, it just so happens I've got smoked in there. And I've also coated it in a light honey, because I love the way honey works with smoked bacon, which you get a sweetness, but you also get the smokiness coming through, which is just incredible. Right, so everything's almost ready. So what I'm going to do now is just throw I'm not throwing 2 poached eggs in there. I'm throwing 2 eggs in there, and we're just going to poach them. Oh, bugger, I broke one. It's not often I break an egg, so I only wanted to put 2 in here today, hence why I've used the pan, but we'll put 3 in there. So I never like to serve anybody a broken egg. Benjamin Gillam, good morning to you. Andy James, good morning to you, my friend. I've had 2 days without a drink. Oh, actually, I'll tell a fib. I had a glass of red wine last night, but you don't really relate to one glass as a drink, do you? Well, I don't. That's just helping your heart, isn't it, with a bit of red? They say a glass a day keeps the doctor away. A bit like an apple. There you are, look at that. There's that smoked bacon with honey, and I've just sliced up some cherry tomatoes there just to add a different edge. I'm going to turn that oven off because that is all actually cooked in there now. I'm just waiting for the eggs to cook, which are bubbling up here. I just need to find the thing to take them out with. There it is. So let's just cook that up a little bit more. Eggs are cooking nicely. Let's have a look at that one. Nicely. That one's broke. Not so nicely. Sorry, I forgot I was holding the phone then when I was checking those eggs. So this is literally just whisking up something that I had left over from last night. So that was the veg from last night and a little bit of potato in there, which we're just heating up. Those eggs are cooking away in there. I think they're cooked. They are cooked, so let's take them off the heat. We're just bringing that back to the heat. We're almost done. I'll poppity ping the plates. We'll just warm the plates up in there. Kerry Pierce, hello my lovely, all the way up north. How are you? Liam done me a lovely video for the NHS the other day for the event we were doing on Sunday, Brom's Big Black Tie Bash at home, which was fantastic. It's great to see you all. How are you getting by? How is your... I'd like to see some pictures of your hair actually. So when this video goes live and you can actually comment in there, I think afterwards you can post in the actual comment thing on the page, you can post pictures. So I'd love to see what your hair looks like. This is my school haircut. I used to have a parting down each side. So obviously I bought some clippers, but Steve's too scared to use them. So won't cut my hair, which is probably a good thing. But now we're going to be locked down a little bit more. I don't like long hair because I sweat underneath the back of it as it starts to grow, and I just find it a bit uncomfortable and difficult to manage. But the reality is, as many of us aren't going out and seeing people, then what do we need to worry about? It's not really a fashion show. The only thing is, in this heat with the beautiful sunshine, crystal clear blue skies, then you want to be a little bit cooler, don't you? Well, I do anyway, for starters. But feel free to post your pictures of your hair. What's everybody having for breakfast this morning? I'm actually on a conference call in 5 minutes. So let's just heat that up a little bit more. Right, we've got the heat in there. The eggs are cooked there. I'm just going to serve this up and then I'm going to show you afterwards. I'll get the bacon out as well. Bacon cooked, lovely. Jolly good. I should be a chef, what do you think? Isolating with a hairdresser, thank God. Oh, gosh. Do you know what? So, you know when you think over a period of time, you think people that would be good to go out with. I don't think I'd want to go out with a doctor because I wouldn't want to know. You'd become a hypochondriac asking them questions all the time, wouldn't you? Although I know some very handsome doctors. But then a trolley dolly, I thought, because of course trolley dollies get those discounted flights all over the world, don't they? So that could help with your travel and escape. A hairdresser, I always thought, was a good one to have as a partner or a flatmate, because obviously they can cut your hair and keep you looking stylish. And I'd normally get mine cut every 2 to 3 weeks. So you can understand why already I'm like, oh gosh, need my hair cutting. Who else would be a good person to go out with? Anybody else got any recommendations? Somebody that would be a good person to go out with? Yeah, there's bound to be loads that could bring something beneficial to your life. Obviously, the most important thing being love and happiness. They're the 3 things. But what would be the added bonuses? Ali, good morning to you. I was lucky to have a haircut night before lockdown. I'm concerned for the next few weeks. Haircut might be the first thing for me after lockdown. So I have bought some clippers that came from Amazon. I better serve this up, haven't I? Bear with me while I serve this up. Yeah, I bought some clippers that come from Amazon, but I haven't used them. We're scared to use them. So I'm just serving this dish up now, and I'm going to show you what it's like once it's served up. Steve always eats a little bit more than me. He's got a heartier appetite. I don't like anything too heavy in the morning. But this is going to, I know one thing, it's going to be really packed with flavour. So let's just put that there. Let's just wash off that so we can get the eggs out. Now I'm just going to get the eggs out of the pan. Steve will probably have the broken egg as well, but I'll give him the opportunity to have that. I'll ask him first. And then we'll just decorate with this lovely bacon as well. I will show you imminently. Bear with me, ladies and gents. Just decorating up breakfast right here. And the same again here and here. And then we'll put some tomatoes there, some tomatoes here, tomatoes. It's good to see so many of you on this morning as well. Nice and early. Who had the most random dreams last night? Oh my gosh, my head was crazy. I was talking with ghosts, interacting with them, all sorts of weird and wonderful dreams last night. Right, there we have it. This morning's breakfast. Where am I going to put that? On here. So, nice and light. This is what we've done. We've just mixed up last night's vegetables. And then, oh, hang on, we've got a few messages here. Challenging part is doing the back. You're lucky to have Steve. He won't do it. He's scared. I got him to try and do this once. And instead of going across, it's quite simple when you've got a part in there that's razored in. You go across. No, he started to go across and then he decided he was going to go up. Who does that? Who? Steve. Stacey, stay safe, Bab. Loving these. You always ring. Edward Scissorhands is the only one that can social distance. That's not a bad idea, is it? Right, okay, here's breakfast. That I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of fresh lime over. So there we have it. We've done some vegetables cooked up from last night with a mashed potato. That's got in it some courgette, some celery, some red, green and orange peppers. Also along chili pepper, which is the sweeter one. We've also got in there some red cabbage. And then there's a little bit of mashed potato from yesterday that's got some garlic, spring onion, orange and yellow pepper. Then I've just cooked up some smoked bacon with some honey and some cherry tomatoes. I'm just going to squeeze over it some fresh lime over the veg. Oh, that's shot over there. There we have it. Just wash my hands. Right, so this morning's nice and light breakfast. Smoked bacon with some honey, a poached egg, and last night's bubble and squeaked veg done with a bit of olive oil in the pan just to get the heat through it. Still got the crispness and freshness of those vegetables. I knew you'd stick your head. Look at this, look. This is Steve when he smells the food. He hears me doing my lives in this morning, and as soon as he knows it's getting towards the end and the food's ready, he suddenly pops his head around the corner to come and eat. He don't half get it easy. Jennifer Bolton looks on it, enjoy and have a blessed day. Listen, everybody, great to interact this morning. I hope you can go and make yourself a lovely cup of positivity. One of my Disney collection. I've got so many Disney mugs, and I've got another selection as well, and I've got a load in the dishwasher as well. Disney's my thing for mugs. We're having a bit of Tinkerbell, bringing a bit of magic into one's life this morning. Magic and positivity. Have a great day. Love you loads. Catch you later. I'm going to eat my breakfast now. Ciao.